5 takeaways from San Antonio Spurs 2025 NBA preseason as Victor Wembanyama and company look playoff ready. The San Antonio Spurs entered the 2025 preseason with expectations higher than they've been in years. After a summer of rusty fine-tuning and player development, Greg Popovich's squad showcased a level of maturity, confidence, and chemistry that screamed we're ready. While preseason records don't always tell the full story, the Spurs' performances were a clear statement. This young core, led by Victor Wembanyama, might be ready to make some real noise in the Western Conference. Let's dive into 5 key takeaways that define their impressive preseason run. 1. Victor Wembanyama's evolution is frightening. There's no other way to say it. Victor Wembanyama looks like he's leveled up again. After a standout rookie campaign that earned him Rookie of the Year honors, the 7 feet 4 inches phenom came into the preseason looking more confident, more aggressive, and even more versatile. Wembanyama's offensive polish was on full display. Step-back threes, fadeaways from the mid-range, and coast-to-coast finishes that defy logic for a player his size. But what's even scarier is his improved feel for the game. His decision-making on double teams and ability to set up teammates off the dribble have taken a noticeable leap. Defensively, he continues to be a one-man wall. Wemby swatted shots into the stands, altered countless others, and showed improved awareness in weak-side help situations. The Spurs have clearly given him more freedom to roam and dictate the defensive tone, and that freedom has made him even more dangerous. If this preseason is any indication, Wembanyama could very well be an all-star and even a Defensive Player of the Year candidate in year 2. 2. Devin Vassell looks ready for a breakout season. Devin Vassell has quietly become the Spurs' most reliable two-way player, and this preseason might be the final step before he takes off into stardom. His scoring versatility was impressive, hitting catch-and-shoot threes, pulling up in transition, and even creating his own looks off the dribble. What stood out most was his chemistry with Wembanyama. The duo seems to have developed an almost telepathic connection on the floor. Vassell knows exactly where to spot up when Wemby draws defenders, and in turn, Wemby trusts Vassell to hit big shots. Defensively, Vassell continues to be a pest on the perimeter. He used his length and instinct to disrupt passing lanes and help the Spurs force turnovers that fuel their transition offense. If he can stay healthy, Vassell could easily average around 20 points per game and become the steadying presence this young Spurs team needs to stay competitive in the playoff race. 3. The point guard picture is coming into focus. One of the biggest preseason questions for San Antonio was who would take the reins as a full-time point guard. Tre Jones once again showed why Popovich trusts him. His steady playmaking, low turnover rate, and ability to control tempo make him a natural floor general. But the emergence of rookie Stephen Castle added an exciting wrinkle to the mix. Castle impressed with his defensive intensity and fearless drives to the basket. While he is still developing as a shooter, his court vision and willingness to push the pace gave the Spurs' second unit a spark. There were even moments where Castle shared the floor with Jones, allowing San Antonio to play with 2 ball handlers and maximize their spacing around Wembanyama. Popovich's rotation in the preseason hinted at a flexible approach, Jones starting for stability, Castle bringing energy off the bench, and moments where both operate together. This dynamic could become one of the Spurs' secret weapons once the regular season begins. 4. Team defense and chemistry are miles ahead of last year. Last season, the Spurs' defensive struggles were often the byproduct of inexperience and miscommunication. This preseason, that's clearly changing. The rotations were sharper, switches were cleaner, and help defense looked organized, a sign that the young core is finally absorbing Popovich's system. Wembanyama's presence naturally elevates the defense, but what's impressive is how connected the rest of the team now looks. Jeremy Sochin, in particular, was a defensive anchor on the perimeter, using his versatility to guard multiple positions. Keldon Johnson's hustle and improved discipline also stood out, and Vassell's growth as a defensive leader gave the Spurs a more unified identity. Offensively, the chemistry was just as encouraging. The ball movement was fluid, the spacing was intentional, and the team seemed to thrive on unselfish play. You could tell the Spurs have spent the offseason building trust and familiarity. It's the kind of chemistry that turned promising young teams into legitimate playoff threats. 5. Greg Popovich's vision is finally taking shape. It's easy to forget that the Spurs' rebuild wasn't just about accumulating talent. It was about reshaping their entire identity around Wembanyama. The preseason gave fans a glimpse of what that new identity looks like. Popovich has embraced a hybrid system that blends the traditional principles of ball movement and spacing with a modern pace and space style tailored to Wemby's unique abilities. The offense often runs through Wemby at the top of the key or in the high post, allowing shooters and slashers to operate around him. It's a system that maximizes everyone's strengths, from Vassal's shooting to Sochin's versatility and Castle's drive and dish ability. But more than XS and OS, Popovich's fingerprints are all over the team's mentality. The players carry themselves with confidence and focus, not arrogance. They talk about competing, not just surviving. Pop knows he has something special brewing, and for the first time since the Kawhi Leonard era, the Spurs look like they are building towards sustained playoff relevance. Final thoughts. The 2025 preseason wasn't just a warm-up for the San Antonio Spurs, it was a statement. The message is clear. This young, talented group is done rebuilding and ready to start competing. Victor Wembanyama is blossoming into a generational superstar before our eyes. Devin Vassell looks like the perfect running mate. The point guard rotation is solidifying, the defense is tightening, and Popovich's system is finally producing results that match the vision.